Today, I want to talk about a secret I've been using for a long time, and it makes a huge improvement in your health and fitness. Before every workout, when I come into the gym, I'm going to do a warm-up. Before I even start with that, I'm going to use a foam roller. The reason behind using the foam roller is not just to wake the muscles up a little bit more, but it's also to do a scan over my entire body and see if something's in a condition that I don't want it to be in. So for example, I'll go and roll out my lats, and I may not have felt any issues in there walking into the gym, but as soon as I get onto that roller, there's a huge knot in there that I never even realized was there. And this could be the reason that you end up with an injury. It was already waiting there and you just didn't know it. So I get there, I find that I've got this huge knot in my lat, which means anything overhead especially isn't working the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to get that thing out of there right away. Or maybe I went running the day before and it's leg day. I know when I get to that gym, I better roll those IT bands out and those quads out, because they're not going to perform the way I want them to if I don't loosen them and get some of those trigger spots out from that run the day before. Calves. Especially if you enjoy running at all, if you're not taking care of those Achilles tendons in your calves, you are definitely going to have either a foot or a knee issue. So it's so important, if you love running, that you're doing foam rolling for your calves and your IT bands. This is going to save you so much pain in the future. If weight training is where you really love and you want to keep doing it, especially if you guys like to bench press, you really have to keep those lat muscles and those upper back muscles nice and healthy. They cannot be full of trigger spots. So the next question is, why does a trigger spot matter? Well, when you're working out hard, when you're pushing on your body, your muscle fibers are designed to tear apart, which is fine, except for they don't always heal back up the way they're supposed to. And in those areas, they turn into little knots, which you've probably felt in the back of your neck or in your shoulder from time to time when you're having stress. But stress isn't always just emotional. Sometimes it's a physical stress and it doesn't come back the way it should. In that case, wherever that knot is, that muscle or that piece of the muscle is not functioning properly. So going back to the leg example, if I really want to go in and have a great leg day, I want my whole leg to be performing at its best. I don't want any pieces not firing correctly. So I'm going to go in and try to break up all that stuff before I get into that hard workout, because what I want to do is clear that stuff out, not actually make it worse or add more to it. So that's why this foam rolling is so important, both as a preventative tool and as a therapeutic tool. You can use it for both. So generally when I come in, I'm doing a scan and I'm using it as a preventative tool. If I find that I really have a problem, then I'm going to wait till the end of the workout. All the muscles are nice and loose, and now I'm going to use it as a therapeutic tool. So if I come into the gym and I find from running that I have this huge knot in my quad, I go to roll it when I get started. I realize it's there. I do my workout, and then I'm going to come back after the workout's over, and I'm going to spend some time really rolling that sucker out. See if I can't get all that knot out in one workout. If not, I know when I come back the next workout, it's going to be the first thing I focus on. So when you want to see results from your health and fitness, it starts with preventative stuff first, and then you can work on really excelling at your workouts. If you don't pay any attention to what your car's like and you take it straight to the racetrack without ever tuning it up, you can't really expect your car to run that fast. The same thing with your body. Make sure that you take a little bit of time and give it the scan using the foam roller, and make sure you got all the kinks worked out before you get in there and really get after it. The first exercise I like to do on the roller is for your spine. Set up by putting your upper shoulders, but not your neck, on the roller. Cross your arms like a mummy and then roll down towards your low back, but do not roll in your low back. If you want a little extra resistance, you can open your arms up and just kind of pause in different areas to allow more extension. The next exercise I like to do is the lats and the back muscles. Start off by taking your top hand over your head and make sure you grab the wrist of your bottom hand. Roll in the armpit and then gently start to roll towards your back and kind of work it back and forth from the armpit and stay up more toward the arm. Don't get too far down in the ribs, and then work into your low back, especially towards those rear delts. Right behind the shoulder is where you really want to look for those trigger spots and knots. You don't want to lay all the way flat down, but go from your armpit and just kind of work across that shoulder joint. Again, stay as close to the arm as possible. Don't get too far down. The third exercise is for your quads, and you want to start off with your kneecaps right at the roller and on your elbows. And for the first one, you're going to roll up high in your thighs. And then there's 3 different positions that you can use: toe in, toe straight, and then toe out, or whichever order you want to do it in. But try to move your feet in different directions so that you get different parts of the quads. So here we're working on the toe out, and you're really trying to get the inside of those quads as much as you can. You want to stay close to the knee. Now feet straighten up. You can work up a little higher into the quad, so almost up towards your hip joint. And then really turning those toes in and trying to get the outside edges of your quads. Again, just different angles to get out as much of those knots and trigger spots as possible. Next will be rolling your glutes, and this is so important for low back pain and sciatica and a lot of those things that show up. The first one, you're just kind of laying back with both hands and just kind of rolling through your upper butt muscle. It's not really your lower, but it's your upper. Then the next one, you're going to throw the side that you're on, put that ankle over your knee. And again, just kind of rolling from the middle to the outside edge of your butt muscle and just seeing what shows up. Finally, we have your calf muscles, and do this in 2 sections. Just start with the upper part of the calf, and again, turn your toe in different directions. So turn your toe out, turn your toe to the middle, and then turn your toe to the inside, and get that meaty part of the upper calf. The next section, we're going to work on the lower part of the leg. And again, try turning your foot in different directions to get different pieces. And if you're not doing therapy work, you're just looking to make sure nothing is a mess. The stick is a great way to roll your neck muscles that so often with stress and just exercise get tight. You can also do your quads on the outside edges here a little bit with the stick, and that's a great tool as well. The surface area on the stick is a little bit smaller, so it tends to get in places that the roller won't get into. So sometimes you can think you're okay and get the stick on it and find out there's a little more to it than you thought. I do like the way you can angle this a lot better than you can with the roller. In this particular one, the exercise that causes shin splints so often is your anterior tibialis, and this stick is a great way to get at that anterior tibialis that you can't do with anything else. Another therapy is the Theragun, which I love. It works a whole different style of stimulation for those muscles, but does a fantastic job. I highly recommend, if you don't have one of these, that you invest in one of these. It's a great way to work through all kinds of knots and trigger spots. Furthermore, it can get into a lot more areas than the roller or the stick can. Each one of these definitely has its own thing where it really does a fantastic job. So I think it's important to use all 3 styles so that you're able to work the most amount of muscle and work the muscle in as many different ways as possible. So try the roller, try the stick, and definitely try a Theragun. They're all really great forms of therapy work, and they'll do nothing but make your exercise better and keep you injury free.